Cluster sampling. Subscribe this channel for further test series. This portion is about research management. Question number 451. Many times it is extremely difficult to select either a random or systematic non-random sample. At such times a researcher may use A. Convenience sampling, B. Purpose sampling, C. Cluster sampling, D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option A. Convenience sampling. Question number 452. A high school counselor interviews the entire students who come to him for counseling about their career plans. It is an example of A. Convenience sampling, B. Purpose sampling, C. Cluster sampling, D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option A. Convenience sampling. Question number 453. In general, samples cannot be considered representative of any population and should be avoided if at all possible. A. Convenience, B. Purposive, C. Stratified, D. None. The correct answer is option A. Convenience. Question number 454. Purposive sampling is different from convenience sampling in that researchers use there to select a sample. A. Observation, B. Hypothesis, C. Prior information, D. Judgment. The correct answer is option D. Judgment. Question number 455. All are types of non-random sampling techniques except A. Convenience sampling, B. Purpose sampling, C. Cluster sampling, D. Systematic sampling. The correct answer is option C. Cluster sampling. Question number 456. For co-relational studies, a sample of at least is deemed necessary to establish the existence of a relationship. A. 50, B. 100, C. 30, D. 15. The correct answer is option C. 30. Question number 457. Sometimes studies with only 15 individuals in each group can be defined if they are very tightly controlled. A. Descriptive, B. Co-relational, C. Casual, D. Experimental. The correct answer is option D. Experimental. Question number 458. The whole notion of science is built on the idea of A. Generalizing, B. Validity, C. Reliability, D. None. The correct answer is option A. Generalizing. Question number 459. The extent to which the result of a study can be generalized determines the of the study. A. External validity, B. Internal validity, C. Reliability, D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option D. Both A and B. Question number 460. This refers to the degree to which a sample represents the population of interest. A. Generalizability, B. Population generalizability, C. Reliability, D. Validity. The correct answer is option D. Validity. Subscribe this channel for further test series. This portion is about research management. Question number 461. The degree to which the result of a study can be extended to other settings or condition is called A. Ecological generalizability, B. Population generalizability, C. Environmental generalizability, D. Both A and C. The correct answer is option A. Ecological generalizability. Question number 462. Sometimes it is not possible for researcher to apply the results of urban school systems to rural school systems. Such condition is called as A. Ecological generalizability, B. Population generalizability, C. Environmental generalizability, D. Both A and C. The correct answer is option A. Ecological generalizability. Question number 463. Any part of population of individuals on whom information is obtained called A. Sample, B. Population, C. Subject, D. Both A and C. The correct answer is option A. Sample. Question number 464. Sample should be as a researcher can obtain with a reasonable expenditure of time and energy. A. Small. B. Large. C. Constant. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Large. Question number 465. This term refers to the kind of information researchers obtain on the subject of their research. A. Sample. B. Population. C. Response. D. Data. The correct answer is option D. Data. Question number 466. How often are data to be collected? This question refers to the of collection. A. Location. B. Time. C. Frequency. D. Administration. The correct answer is option C. FR. To measure math achievement, a researcher needs to have some assurance that the instruments she intends to use actually does measure such achievement she is focusing on. A. Validity. B. Reliability. C. Objectivity. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Validity. Question number 468. Whenever possible, researchers should try to eliminate from the judgments they make about the achievement, performance, or characteristics of a subject. A. Subjectivity. B. Reliability. C. Objectivity. D. Generalizability. The correct answer is option A. Subjectivity. Question number 469. Refers to the absence of biased judgment. A. Subjectivity. B. Generalizability. C. Objectivity. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Generalizability. Question number 470. A questionnaire is an example of A. Researcher instrument. B. Subject instrument. C. Information instrument. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option B. Subject instrument. Question number 471. A researcher interviews the president of Student Council about student views on the school disciplinary code. Her responses are recorded on A. Tally sheet. B. Daily log. C. Interview schedule. D. Rating scale. The correct answer is option C. Interview schedule. Subscribe this channel for further test series. This portion is about research management. Question number 472. The instrument which are designed to see whether and how well producer can be followed and to assess the quality of products are A. Written response instruments. B. Performance instruments. C. Rating scale. D. Researcher completed instruments. The correct answer is option B. Performance instruments. Question number 473. A / is indented merely to indicate whether a particular behavior is present or absent. A. Observation. B. Rating. C. Product rating. D. Both B and C. The correct answer is option A. Observation. Question number 474. The rating scale which describes each of the characteristics to be rated and places them on a horizontal line on which the observer is to place a check mark is A. Behavior rating scale. B. Graphic rating scale. C. Product rating scale. D. Numeric rating scale. The correct answer is option B. Graphic rating scale. Question number 475. A big advantage of product rating scale is that it can be done at A. Any time. B. Specific time. C. Both A and B. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Any time. Question number 476. Before the instrument is used is for collecting data, it should be A. Piloted. B. Checked. C. Observed. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Piloted. Question number 477. It is a device often used by researchers to record the frequency of the student behaviors, activities, or remarks. A. Flowcharts. B. Anecdotal record. C. Tally sheets. D. Daily log. The correct answer is option A. Flowcharts. Question number 478. A is simply a listing of various categories of activities or behaviors on a piece of paper. A. Tally sheets. B. Checklist. C. Daily log. D. Flowcharts. The correct answer is option A. Tally sheets. Question number 479. A unique sort of attitude scale that is especially useful for classroom research is the A. Personality inventories. B. Likert scale. C. Semantic differentials. D. Self-checklist. The correct answer is option C. Semantic differentials. Question number 480. A. Commonly used attitude scale in educational research. A. Questionnaires. B. Likert scale. C. Semantic differentials. D. Self-checklist. The correct answer is option B. Likert scale. Question number 481. Cuter preference record is an example of A. Emantic differential. B. Achievement scale. C. Personality inventories. D. None of them. The correct answer is option C. Personality inventories. Question number 482. Tests are invented to measure an individual potential to achieve, in actually they measure present skills or abilities. A. Attitude. B. Aptitude. C. Pictorial scale. D. Both A and C. The correct answer is option B. Aptitude. Question number 483. Which test is the most objective in nature? A. Performance checklist. B. Performance test. C. Performance rating scale. D. Projective device. The correct answer is option B. Performance test. Question number 484. It is any sort of instrument with a vague stimulus that allows individual to project their interests, preferences, anxieties, prejudices, needs and so on through their responses to it. A. Projective device. B. Sociometric device. C. Time and motion logs. D. Checklists. The correct answer is option A. Projective device. Subscribe this channel for further test series. This portion is about research management. Question number 485. It is frequently used to assess the climate and structure of interpersonal relationships within any environment. A. Sociometric device. B. Projective device. C. Time and motion logs. D. Checklists. The correct answer is option A. Sociometric device. Question number 486. The scores which are particularly helpful in comparing an individual relative achievements on different type of instruments are called A. Derived scores. B. Raw scores. C. Percentile ranks. D. Standard scores. The correct answer is option A. Derived scores. Question number 487. A student spelled every word in weekly spelling list correctly is an example of A. Norm referenced evaluation. B. Criterion reference evaluation. C. Both A and B. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Criterion reference evaluation. Question number 488. A student scored above 90% of all the students in the class is an evaluation statement of A. Norm referenced evaluation. B. Criterion reference evaluation. C. Standard score. D. Percentile rank. The correct answer is option A. Norm referenced evaluation. Question number 489. Temperature is an example of which type of scale? A. Nominal. B. Ordinal. C. Interval. D. Ratio. The correct answer is option C. Interval. Question number 490. An interval scale possesses all the characteristics of an ordinal scale with one additional feature, that is A. An actual or true 0 point. B. Assign no to different categories. C. Ordered data in high or low. D. Distance between the points on scale are equal. The correct answer is option D. Distance between the points on scale are equal. Question number 491. Scales indicate relative standing among individuals. A. Nominal. B. Ordinal. C. Interval. D. Ratio. The correct answer is option B. Ordinal. Question number 492. Time on task, income, height, and age are examples of A. Nominal. B. Ordinal. C. Interval. D. Ratio. The correct answer is option D. Ratio. Question number 493. Once a data is collected or scored, it must be A. Coded. B. Tabulated. C. Coded and tabulated. D. Analyzed. The correct answer is option C. Coded and tabulated. Question number 494. Researchers use a number of procedures to ensure that the inferences they draw based on the data they collect are A. Reliable. B. Real and generalized. C. Reliable and valid. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Reliable and valid. Question number 495. In recent years, has been defined as referring to the appropriateness, correctness, meaningfulness to the specific inferences researchers make based on the data they collect. A. Validity. B. Reliability. C. Generalizability. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option A. Validity. Question number 496. A meaningful inference is one that says something about the information. A. Nature. B. Importance. C. Meaning. D. Objectivity. The correct answer is option C. Meaning. Chew. Question number 497. How adequately does the sample of items or questions represent the content to be assessed? Is the format appropriate? These questions are related to A. Construct-related evidence of validity. B. Criterion-related evidence of validity. C. Content-related evidence of validity. D. Reliability. The correct answer is option C. Content-related evidence of validity. Question number 498. One key element in content-related validity is concerned with the sampling. A. Evidence. B. Adequacy. C. Large no. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Evidence. Question number 499. If a researcher administers a self-esteem inventory to a group of 8th graders and compares their scores on it with their teacher's rating of student self-esteem obtained at about the same time, then this is an attempt by researcher to obtain A. Construct-related evidence of validity. B. Criterion-related evidence of validity. C. Content-related evidence of validity. D. Concurrent validity. The correct answer is option D. Concurrent validity. Question number 500. All correlation coefficients fall somewhere between A plus 1 to 1. B plus 5 to 5. C plus 1 to 2. D plus 1 to 0. The correct answer is option A. Plus 1.002, 1. This portion is about research management. Subscribe this channel for further test series.